Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Ferguson and I'm the crochet pattern designer of Two Brothers Blankets. Today we have the Dude Hat and Scarf set. This is one of my older patterns that I have recently updated. The hat, I have changed the decreases a bit to give you a better fit. This is considered a men's pattern, but it can be made for anybody. Totally unisex. Would look great in all different colors. And the sizes for both the hat and the scarf go from toddler to adult size. So totally for anybody. It's just marketing for the men's in our lives. So the scarf, I am not going to share a tutorial. It's very simple. It is worked long ways. Start to finish, one row repeat, super easy, not a big deal. And the pattern has instructions for a thinner scarf or wider or longer and how to do all that to adjust it to fit whatever size you need. But for the hat, I am going to share a few little tips and tricks to help you make a great fitting hat so you have a nice, lovely, warm winter set. So for this little tutorial, we are going to be using Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn. This is from We Crochet. It is a 100% superwash wool. You can use any worsted weight yarn that you can meet gauge with. I've got a little bit, I used a darker color for this one. I've got a little bit lighter gray here. It's called Marble Heather that I'm going to be using just so that you can see it really well on camera. And then I have a G 4mm crochet hook and an H 5mm crochet hook. You're going to need to check your gauge, and you may or may not have two different hook sizes for your brim and then the body of your hat. So just be sure to check gauge so you know how to do that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to be working the toddler size. This is the smallest size, and we'll be able to get it quickly done. I am starting my brim, and this hat is worked from the bottom up, starting with the brim, and I'm going to be using my smaller hook. So for my brim, I'm using the G 4mm crochet hook. So it says for the brim, we are going to chain 7 for the toddler size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for row 1, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the second chain from our hook and across. I'm working in the back bump of my hook. That's just personal preference. And you're just going to do 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook and across, and in each one across. So you will have 6 single crochet. All right. For row 2, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across. So I'm working only in the back loop. And then in my last one, I'm going to do it in both loops because I don't want any gaps on the edges right there. So I always do my ribbing. I do the last stitch in both loops. So for the rest, we are going to be repeating row 2. That's all we're going to do. We're going to chain 1, turn our work 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across. And we're going to do that for 68 rows. And then once again, I always do my last one in both loops. I'm going to continue on and work up my ribbing for the brim of the hat. And Once we get to the end, I will show you how to join. All right, we have 68 rows of single crochet in the back loop only. This is our brim, and I'm ready to join it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my two ends, I'm going to fold it in half so that my two ends are lined up together. I'm going to chain one, and I'm going to slip stitch in the back loop only of the row that I'm the last row, and the chain all the way across. So that I will join. I'm going to do that 6 times since I have 6 stitches. All right, and then I'm going to flip it around. And this is what it will look like. So I've got my brim done. Now I am ready to start the body of my hat. So I'm going to remove my G hook, and I'm going to pick up my H 5mm crochet hook. And I'm going to be using this hook for the rest of my hat. So what I am going to do now is I am going to chain one, and I'm going to work 68 half double crochet along the side of this brim. So basically 1 half double crochet for every row. And so I'm going to do 1 here, and then another in the next row, and then another. And I'm just working along the sides of these rows here. And I'm going to work 68 half double crochet all the way around. All right, I've completed round 1. I just worked 68 half double crochet all the way around. So now we're ready for round 2. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Now we're working on the inside of the wrong side of the hat. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the back loop only of our first stitch. So we've got the first stitch here. Our chain 1 does not count. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and insert my hook into the back loop only of the stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. So I'm doing 1 half double crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch, and then I'm going to do 1 regular half double crochet in both loops of the next. And then we are going to start our repeat. So I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in the back loop only of that next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in both loops of the next. And that's all I'm going to do all the way across. So 1 back loop only, 1 in both, all the way around to the other side. All right, I've completed round 2. And as you can see, we're starting to develop a little bit of texture. So for this size, round 3 through 10, I'm going to just repeat row 2. So I'm going to, every row, I'm going to chain 1, turn, and then work my repeat of 1 half double in the back loop and 1 in both. For rounds 3 through 10, the rounds will be different numbers for different sizes. So be sure to check the pattern for whatever size you're making. And also, if you want it to be taller or whatnot, you might want to try it on when you get to that point. You can add more rounds than that before we start decreasing. So I'm going to repeat round 2 for rounds 3 through 10, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the decreases. I've completed round 10 of my hat, and now I'm ready to start my decreases. So for the decreases, we are going to do a chain 1 and turn. This is round 11 for toddler size. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the back loop only of the first, 1 in both loops of the next. And we're going to repeat that for 15 stitches. So we're going to end on our back loop only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We're in our back loop only. Now we're ready to decrease. We're going to do a half double crochet, 2 together. We're going to work our decreases in both loops. So I'm just going to yarn over, insert my hook under both loops of the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over again, insert the hook under both loops of the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. I have 5 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 5. So now we are going to repeat that. We're going to do 1 back loop only, half double crochet, 1 under both loops, or in both loops. Whoops. For 15 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and then a decrease in both. So I'm going to do 1 half double crochet, 2 together. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. So we're decreasing for this round, we're decreasing by 4 stitches. All right, we've repeated our first round of decreases, and now we're ready to go to round 12, where we will chain 1 and turn. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 1 back loop only, half double crochet, 1 in both loops for 6 stitches for this size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do our decrease in both loops. So half double crochet, 2 together. And then we're going to continue again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And do our decrease. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. All right, I have done my round 12 with my decreases, and I'm just going to continue on following along with the pattern and doing the decreases, the decrease rounds, just as I had showed you the last 2, working your half double crochet stitches just as you did in your repeats of your body, back loop only, and then both loops, and then working your half double crochet 2 together in both loops. So I'm going to do that now and complete my rounds, and then I'll show you how to close and finish off. All right, I have completed all of my rounds. I've decreased, and now I'm ready to finish by fastening off and closing the top of my hat. So I just do a normal fasten off here, except I leave a nice long tail and fasten off. As you can see, I just have a little bit of yarn left for this toddler size. Okay, so I have fastened off. I'm going to take my yarn needle, thread it in there. And I just like to kind of create like a star or some diagonal. I go across and then I go over. You can also just weave in and out. Let me show you how to do that. Either one works. I don't know why I do it the other way. You can do it like this, weaving in and out of each stitch. I guess maybe it's just a little bit faster this way. I don't know. I just kind of cross over. I go this way, and then I go up the other way, and then down the other way, and just back and forth till I've got at least most of my stitches included, and then I pull. And I usually get my hand in there to make sure there's no gaps and that everything is good. And then I stick it in there. Whoops. Pull tight. Make sure it all works out here. Looks okay. Pull a little bit tighter. There we go. And then I will knot this string in here and weave in my ends here. And my hat is complete. All good to go. And that is how you do the toddler size dude hat. You'll definitely want to follow the pattern for all the other sizes, but those are just some tips for how to get your decreases and your ribbing and all that. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help. You can also email me at twobrothersblankets@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day.